Hi, Dan. Great to meet up with you at the range again and do some further work on your swing. Just a quick recap on the key points that we covered in session 2. Top left of the screen here is you at the end of your first session. You can see here as you take the club back, you've got the weight a little bit favouring the left hand side, left shoulder working down, continuing to stretch the spine off in the backswing, staying very centred on the golf ball. So the hip girdle hasn't really moved, the hip centre's maintained its position, and the upper centre has maintained its position. Good looking swing at the top there. We'll look at you at the start of the session on Monday evening. We can see that the weight isn't quite as far forward. The left shoulder works down, but as you take the club back, the weight then starts looking to go forward. The hips start moving forward. You don't continue to extend in the backswing, and as a result you can see that the backswing is shorter. The upper centre has stayed between the centre of your stance. However, that's only been achieved by this lower centre moving forward, so the hips have sagged towards the target during the backswing in an attempt to keep you centred. So if that didn't happen with the hips, you'd move off that golf ball. So again, the big difference between the setup, or the top of the backswing should I say, on the right and the top of the backswing on the left is the amount of side bend that you've created and the difference between the two centres. So that feeling of doing the high jump, the Frosbury flop feeling, is still critical. Get a little bit more weight on your left hand side, so there's a nice comparison there between the two positions. The other thing we talked about was trying to get the hip girdle, or the back of the belt should I say, a little bit higher, so the back of the hips higher than the front at setup. You've done that pretty well, but during your session you got that even better, so that's a really good setup position there in relation to the way the hips are tilted forward at setup. As you went back, we talked about the inclination, and we said that as well as having a fixed axis, we want a consistent inclination to the ground. So as you swing the golf club, the head should stay on that wall. Do a pretty good job on the way back. On the way down, because of the top of the backswing position, there's a fear that the club's going to dig in the ground, so the player gains height quickly to prevent the club digging in. So what we did was a little bit of work where you're trying to keep your head on the wall. The wall here is being represented by the shaft of the golf club against your forehead. Again, not a bad backswing, still needs to be stretched out further. Staying on the wall for longer and not standing up quite as excessively on the way through, and certainly not as early. Now that's got to be learned. You know what drill to do that. The head on the wall drill is an absolutely fantastic all-round drill for you at this stage. So set yourself up with a touch more weight on the left, as we see here on the top left hand screen. Continue the left shoulder to work down, keep stretching the spine off, doing the high jump, and then learn to keep the head on the wall. Good luck with it, and look forward to working with you again in a few weeks time. Well done.